Hi. We are changing it up just a little bit tonight because I'm shooting the movie review in my car. I'm going to be talking about Saw Saw 10. Sorry. It's Saw 10. I'm going to mention Killers of the Flower Moon, which I also saw not tonight, but last night. But this is not Killers of the Flower Moon review. Then you know what? I could just do both right now. I'm going to start with Saw 10. I just took a sip of my water. It didn't quite go as planned. Anyway. So I went and saw 10 at my actual favorite movie theater. I'm still in the parking lot right now. The movie theater I normally go to is not my favorite movie theater, but it's one that I like. Okay. I also dipped into 2 different screenings of the Taylor Swift movie when I was on my way out of the theater, so that's also going to get mentioned. Let me tell you. I saw 2 things here. I saw 2 groups of people here that I don't normally see at the theater, okay? And it was very exciting for me. On my way in, I saw a bunch of moms with their daughters who were under 12. I don't know how old they were, all dressed up. They weren't dressed up like super formally, but I could tell all of them put thought and effort into those outfits. So I was like, cool. I love to see it. I live to see it. And then after I came out of Saw 10, I saw a bunch of Native American women standing around talking. Of course, being me, because I'm this annoying in real life. I went up to them and I was like, did you just see Killers of the Flower Moon? Turns out one of them knew the guy who supervised the language, the Osage language dialogue in the movie. Which really isn't surprising because a lot of American Indians they know each other. But I was like, that's so cool. I told her, she said that because I told her that I was so happy that there was actual Osage dialogue in that movie. You know, I'm getting on a tangent like I always do, but it's okay. So Saw 10. Let me tell y'all this about me. Y'all probably don't know this about me. Maybe you do, I don't know. I'm not squeamish. I am not squeamish at all. And if you don't like things that squeamish people don't like, I will warn you if I'm gonna say something. But I could be a doctor. I could be a fucking surgeon if I wanted to, because blood and guts, it doesn't faze me. Truly, it does not. Yeah, anything, any kind of bodily fluid doesn't faze me. I have a friend who works in a hospital and she tells me all these horror stories and I'm like, go ahead. I want to hear. I want to hear about that gross guy you had to clean up. By all means. I'm serious. I'm serious. Anyway. Saw 10 was gross and weird, like you'd expect. Not really a surprise there. I was kind of having this existential crisis during the movie because I was like, what is it about these movies that there's now a 10th one and people clearly want to watch them? And this movie apparently was critically acclaimed, unlike all the other 9 Saw movies. Which is a real shame because I really liked 1 and 2. But I digress. I actually only think I saw the first and second Saw movies. I might have seen the third one. I didn't see any of the other 6 of them in there. Didn't see those. Didn't care to. And now I've seen 10. So, I think that what is so appealing about the Saw movies is seeing people fight for their lives. They fight for their lives in the grossest and most disgusting and insane ways possible, but they're fighting for their lives. And even though they're bad people, they've done bad things. What's his name in the movie? John Kramer. He fights for his life, obviously, and he facilitates all this madness. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. There's no fucking way that 2 people could do everything that Jigsaw and Amanda do. You would need, like, I guess it's both of their full-time jobs, so there's that, but you would, where does he get all his equipment? I guess he just has the money. I don't know. But yeah, it's gross. The thing is about it being gross is I could hear some reactions in the theater. People were like squirming. I was definitely squirming a little bit. That, I mean, it's gross and it's unpleasant, but it's tense, okay? And it's also insane, all right? Anything you see in an ER or hear about in an ER, I want to tell you a cool story I heard from a guy in medical school when I was a kid, but all the crazy shit you see for real in real life more than likely isn't from Saw circumstances, though it does happen. I heard about a guy who was like I don't know what they're called, an amputee fetishist, and he cut off his own hand because he felt like it, but I digress. So this cool story I heard from a guy in medical school when I was a kid was so this guy was studying to be a doctor, and he was studying in an ER, and what happened was, sorry, this is gross. I got under this here street light because I knew I would have this lighting and love it, but now I'm all like contorted to one side because if I go over here, I lose my lighting. Oh, look at this. Okay, I got another shot this way. So anyway, oh, this is cool too. It looks like a scary story. Flashlight shot. I love it. All right, so this guy was studying in an emergency room, and this guy came in who had been in a skiing accident, and the skiing accident he was in, what happened was one of his skis, hold on, I have a pin. This is gonna be a better demonstration with my pen. Hold on, now I gotta get it. Okay, this will do. So a guy was skiing, and one of his feet got stuck on something as he was skiing, but he was obviously still moving forward. This is why I don't ski. This is one reason why I don't ski. It's so dangerous. I don't like skiing either. It's too much fuss, but I digress. Skiing away, his foot got caught in something, so his ski was behind him, right? But his foot turned like this. It turned, and then his ski was right here, and it cut his face. It cut his cheeks. It cut both his cheeks. I guess he was going that fast. So the guy that I was talking to, I think his name was Jeff. He was a camp counselor at my summer camp, but anyway, so this guy had like a cut here, and a cut here. He had to sew him up. That's crazy. That is insane. That's kind of Saw level, but like not. Anyway, people have to fight for their lives, and they have to do it in the most disgusting way possible and the most insane way possible. Back in the day, all the way back in the day, you guys, when YouTube was brand fucking new, I used to watch this video again and again. It was for this one moment, and I don't think this video exists anymore, but it made me lol so hard because it was this guy doing impressions, and he He did one of Jigsaw, and he was like, oh my god, okay. What did he say? He was like, hello, Aaron. You have 30 seconds to crawl through this mouse hole and dig through the pile of rat feces to get the key. I don't remember what it was, but it was funny to me. See, I'm not even repeating it properly. Saw went a direction I was not expecting. And I'm actually like the best at predicting plot lines, plot devices, because I'm trained to do that and I know what all their fucking tricks are. But like this one had me going, okay? There were some twists in this one I did not see coming. There was a lot of obviously weird shit that I didn't see coming. Let me talk about the guy who had to get his brain tissue for a second. This is gross, so watch out. A guy had to conveniently Jigsaw had like shaved a portion of his head, and a guy had to like cut off a portion of his skull and extract a piece of his own brain, which is cuckoo. But he was like screaming as he was pulling the piece of brain out. It was funny too, because he just popped it out. He was like, oh, here's my brain. But you don't actually have feeling in your brain. You have feeling in your skull, but you don't have feeling to that. He wouldn't have been whatever. Obviously he was terrified, so, but I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't actually feel that. I used to donate blood. This is also gross, so go ahead and turn it off if you don't want to watch this. Is it weird that squeamish people kind of bother me? I know that might be like privileged on my part or whatever the fuck, but like kind of like bugs me. Anyway, so I used to donate blood, and I used to watch them put the needle in, because it was so fascinating to me that like it would hurt going in, but like soon after that, you wouldn't feel it. You could like literally see where the nerves on your arm end. You know what? My veins are actually really hard to get to. So this is why I stopped giving blood. Let me just tell the story. Okay, so I stopped giving blood because my veins are hard to get to. Every single time I've ever had to get blood drawn, the nurse is like, your veins are really hard to get to. I'm like, no, I've heard that before. So what happened to me more than once when I was giving blood was this is my left arm. I'm right-handed, so I try to have them do my left arm. They were trying to get in there. They couldn't get in there. They kind of did get in there, but they hit another vein on the way to the vein that they actually wanted to extract the blood from. And then that one bled under my skin, and then it blocked the passageway to the vein that they actually needed to get to. And then being me, I was like, they were like, oh, we can't get the blood from this arm. I was like, I got another arm. You can do it on my other arm. But seriously, that happened when they couldn't get to my blood and they poked another vein on the way to the actual vein. That happened like 2 times. And I was like, I'm not wasting my time with this shit anymore. And then I had a giant fucking bruise all over my arm. I'm not wasting my time doing that anymore, fam. Shit's obnoxious. Are nurses sadists? Are doctors sadists? I'm actually asking that question. I'm being serious. Ooh, I gotta see what time it is. Sorry, I can't get the lighting there, maybe. I just had to make sure I had time to do Duolingo. I'm asking if doctors and nurses are sadists, because there was a doctor in this and she was very clearly like someone who enjoyed messing with others and putting them through pain and harming them. I'm sure y'all can see on the like true crime shit that there are a lot of people who are in the medical profession and they've done some really scary things, but they were able to like get away with it for as long as they did because they were in the medical profession. They were a doctor, they were a surgeon, they were a nurse. Obviously not all medical professionals are sadists, okay? I'm being what's the word? I'm being hyperbolic here. But like, wow. That doctor was actually a great character. And you know what? Let me see if I can get my notes out for you and show you what I wrote, because I got to see something in Saw 10. I don't actually remember the last time I saw it in another movie, and it's something I love, and it's something we live for, and I wish more movies would do it, you know? Okay, hold on. Okay, I got it. Ready? We got a scene where Amanda and Jigsaw cried. They both cried because it was just an intense moment with both of them. And I was like, huh, this is why we love the cinema. Going back to people getting reactions out of this movie, I think that might be why people want to watch them. Another reason why people want to watch them is it gets a reaction out of you. You get all tense, you get all worried, you get all scared, you get all grossed out, but all at the same time you can't really look away. And getting ourselves into certain stressful situations, like watching a scary movie, watching a gross movie, I think is actually beneficial to us. You know what I mean? I haven't had the opportunity to do this lately, but I guess this is more when I was a kid. Whenever I had to do something that was like making me nervous or whatever, in my mind, I would always be like, this is just another Quidditch match, because that's the thing that Harry realizes in his mind when he has to get the dragon egg from the dragon when he's only 14. He's like, oh, this is just another Quidditch match. Anyway, you have to read the books, you uncultured swine, to understand that. I got 30 whole more minutes that I can record on this, so maybe we should just do Killers of the Flower Moon also. Let's see if there's anything else I want to say about Saw. Okay. Here's the question. This is the last thing I'm going to say about Saw for now. The Saw movies were popular. I think the first one came out in 2003, maybe 2004. And then I want to say they came out until like 2012. I'm not exactly sure. But now that another one has come out. So I'm like, what does it say about us that we want to watch a Saw movie? Like, what does it say about the viewers? Other than what I've said. That, oh, you know, it's good for us to see a stressful situation, and it's good for us to see people fight for their lives. I want to know your thoughts. Do you have thoughts on that? Is my question. Okay. Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, why don't we just do this in one go, because why not? We're here already in the parking lot. Okay. I'm going to write an open letter to the studios and to the movie theaters about the advertisements, because it is entirely out of control. I'm not even going to talk about it because I talk about it too much and I annoy myself, but watch for that video. This movie was so long. Killers of the Flower Moon was so fucking long, dude. I couldn't handle it. I could handle it, but it was rough. I can't look up that actress's name. I'm so pissed off. Her first name is Lily. The one who plays Molly Burkhart. She is so beautiful. She is so good at acting. And she is just so much fun to watch. And Lily, don't you ever get discouraged from acting, because it's going to be more difficult for you to get more roles because you're an American Indian. Don't do it. Because I love watching you. I live to watch you. You're phenomenal. And I cannot wait to see what else you do. What else you've done. Because I'm going to look it up. She's beautiful. And I loved seeing the fashion, the clothes the Native American women wore, the Osage women wore in that movie were just so great, so cool. And I was real proud because a lot of them wore Pendleton blankets, and I was like, yeah, Oregon, yes. I feel bad I don't remember her last name. I'm so sorry. But yeah, she was great fun. Leo actually had Leo's character. What was his character's name? Ernest. Of course, his fucking name was Ernest. He had an underbite. He had an underbite in this movie. He had an underbite. I think he had. I don't know if he was just doing it. It's hard to do an underbite. Y'all try it, okay? It's hard to do it ongoing for a long period of time if you don't, in fact, have one. He had an underbite a lot of the time, and he had prosthetic teethers, which is fun. And he was also not a good guy. He was not really someone you were rooting for, which was interesting to see. I almost dropped my phone. But yeah, that movie was rough. That movie was really sad and fucked up. And obviously that's the point, to a degree. And I was saying earlier in the video that we had at least, I think there was actually only one entire scene where it was completely in Osage language, which was cool, and I was happy we got that one fucking scene. There was a lot of dialogue, a lot of words and phrases like thrown in here and there, but I think we did only get one full scene with the Osage language, but that was still cool. It was cool because it was a bunch of women talking about their husbands, and they were comparing them to animals. It was really sweet. I was like, I gotta compare the next guy I get with to an animal. If you're interested, hit me up. But anyway, I love Missouri. I know this is shot at least more than likely partially in Missouri. Okay, sorry, I didn't even tell you the plot of this fucking movie. Saw is kind of implied because everyone knows what the Saw movies are about. Killers of the Flower Moon is about the Osage Nation, Native Americans, who had oil on their land. And they were the most wealthy Native Americans in the world at the peak of their success with oil. Unfortunately, there were a bunch of white folks, of whom Robert De Niro and Leo DiCaprio were a part of in the movie, who were successfully murdering them off in order to get the rights to their estates. And that happened for real. And as far as I understand it, that having happened led to the establishment of the FBI. It was at least a key component to the formation of the FBI. So it's a very interesting movie. It takes place in the 20s? The 20s, because they had cars. But they also had horses. It's a lot of fun to watch. I love Westerns. I will shout that from every rooftop and every parking lot. Love them. I live for that shit. I really do. And you know why? It's because Westerns are the only... Western is the only uniquely American genre of movie out there. Anyone can make a Western, obviously. But America, we had the Wild West. So, it was really cool seeing Osage folks in this movie. It was interesting watching Leo with an underbite. I loved hearing Osage. I want to see if I am saying anything else about this. Shomikaze. That's not what I was going to say, but that was a word that I wrote down from the movie, and I can't remember what it means. Okay. Like I said, I loved the costumes. They were great. They were so much fun. I just loved the everything. I was saying about Missouri a second ago, like y'all don't know. Y'all who don't know this are gonna know this now, because I'm gonna tell you. Missouri has world-class caves and world-class rock formations. Like, I don't think anywhere in the world has rock formations like Missouri has. And there were a couple scenes with the rock formations, but not a ton. But that was really fun to see. And it was really fun to see, like, there were a lot of very intentional shots of the land, which I definitely appreciated. Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm closing my eyes right now, because I wouldn't have remembered to say this. At one point in the movie, Leo, sorry, I'm gonna remember his character, Ernest, is with Molly, his Osage wife, and they're in her house, and it starts raining, and she's like, okay, we're not gonna talk for a while because we're gonna listen to the rain. And he tries to talk, but she's like, basically like, shut the fuck up, dude. But like, I was like, I love that so much that you're like, okay, we're gonna not talk and listen to the rain. I'm like, legit. More people should really do that. But anyway, okay. I was gonna say this, and I'm glad I remembered to say this, because it's fucked up and sad, but it's also like true. Okay, so obviously y'all probably worked out by now that Ernest, Leo's character, was trying to slowly kill his own wife, Lily's character, Molly. And like, that was really hard to watch. But like, what was, I feel like the most fucked up part about it was like, it was, and you could tell that she was really smart. She knew something was going on, but she couldn't quite piece it together because she was already fucking impaired from having been messed with. They were messing with her insulin. Anyway, but like, she could tell something was going on. She couldn't quite figure it out. But like, I can see how she got there. The reason that she didn't act sooner was because she loved her husband. Y'all, and that's why a lot of women stay in abusive relationships, because they love their husbands. Or they stay in bad situations because they love someone in said situation. It's a real mindfuck, honestly. I don't like thinking about it. I really don't. But hey, I was in a bad relationship for 2 years, so I am one to talk. But anyway, I just want to say this, okay? And I'm being serious here. And that's that like I said, I love the Western. I live for the scenery. I live for the ambiance. I live for the scenes. I live for the old-timey scenes where you see people like in the town, out and about in the town, doing daily life in the town, other people in the town. Love that shit. But what I'm going to say is that 1883 did it better. Martin. You watch 1883, maybe that show had more of a budget for that specific episode in which they did that scene. But like, bruh, get some dirt. Get some dirt. Okay? I don't feel like I'm looking at a movie set because everyone has tailored outfits that are perfect fitting and brand new fabric with zero dirt and they're not worn out at all. Get some dirt, fam. I'm serious. Get some people to roll around in the sand. Get some people to not shower, because that would have been a thing. It was still really fun to see. Okay. I think this is going to be the last thing I'm going to say in this video. As much as I enjoyed watching this movie, like I said, it was very disturbing and very sad. And the reason it was so long, okay, I'm saying two things now. The reason it was so long was that Martin Scorsese actually did work directly with Osage people, and they really wanted to tell their story. I could tell they're having a great time together. They're having so much fun doing it and talking about it, and that's great that they worked really well together. But it made a really long movie. But what I'm gonna say is, can we make some movies that are not depressing depictions of Native Americans? Such stories exist. I'm gonna put that out there. I feel like most movies really make the effort to be like, even if it's something really horrible and sad, like Schindler's List, I can compare this to. They really make the effort to be like, yeah, it was really sad, but there's a glimmer of hope at the end, you know? Like, yeah, it was really sad, but something positive came out of this, you know? And there was like a little teeny tiny bit of that when they were talking about how Molly lived out the rest of her days with her newer husband, that wasn't trying to kill her. But there kind of wasn't that. It was kind of just like, yeah, this is really sad and horrible and depressing and bad. But that's how it was. It's like, it's really interesting to me that more movies now are not having, this bright and shining perfect ending, because that's not reality. Like I said at the very beginning of this, I was really happy to see. I'm just always happy to see many humans at the theater for whatever reason. I'm always happy to see. I call it booties in the theater. I'm like, we need more booties in the theater, you know, that kind of thing. I live for it. I love it. I'm not gonna talk about the Taylor Swift movies. I don't have it in me. Thank you for watching my video. Please leave a comment. Bye.